Well, good morning, you guys.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, you guys, we got a beautiful day today, although it's setting up to be very overcasty and the storm is coming.
It's coming good, you guys. This week has been a really good week.
Yes.
Not only that, but it has been a windy week.
Yep. And that's blowing in all of the storm.
Yep. And this next week is looking like it's going to be a lot of rain.
Yeah. We were watching Ryan Hall, y'all, this morning, and he was talking about like an atmospheric river.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of water.
Yeah, that's supposed to be hitting the West Coast, which that's good. You know, it should help out with the fires and everything out in California and Washington and Oregon and wherever else is on fire out there.
Yeah.
You know,
West Coast is always burning, unfortunately.
It's always burning, but that should help out quite a bit over there. So I'm pretty happy that we're getting that, you know, but it's supposed to be like back to back, and a lot of it's coming through from that side as well as from the north. Like we're in the target area of just come on over here, storms. Like, unfortunately, you know.
The biggest thing that we really got to be worried about is flooding. And then we got all of this heat from down south mixing in with the cold coming over here. And so, like, the naders, you know, you got to kind of worry about the naders a little bit.
Just a wee bit, you know.
And this storm is going to be bringing down the temperatures below freezing again.
Yep.
So, although it's like bits of sunshine right now, it's an overcasty day, but it's windy, so the clouds keep moving and sun comes through, and then it's doing that thing.
Yep.
So we better just enjoy the sun while we got it, because this week coming up is going to be not sunny.
Yeah.
It's going to be not sunny.
I think our high is going to get hit right around 11 o'clock today, and it's supposed to start dropping, and dropping fast.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Joy!
We'll see what happens today,
yeah.
And what all is going to go down. I think we have like a 30% chance of rain, which, if you know anything on me, I hate when it says 30% chance, because 9 times out of 10, you know, we get that, and it's like, you see what it is outside? Yeah. Wait 5 minutes.
Yeah.
See what happens there, and, you know, like, it never fails. Every time you go upstairs, it's like, oh, it's sunny. Yeah, it's cloudy. Yeah, there's a little wind. Let's get to work. Let's do it. Bust out all the tools, and it starts raining cats and dogs, and you're like, what in the world? Like,
yeah,
it wasn't looking that bad. I didn't see no dark skies anywhere. Like, what the heck?
I know. And, you know, like on the one hand, doesn't really matter too much, because a lot of the work that we have coming up is going to be inside. Yeah. So, yay! The weather could do whatever it wants, and we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Although, one of the next things that we do want to work on, which everyone has already been wanting us to death, and friends, please don't take when I say this the wrong way. Please don't.
A lot of you guys are
folks over here on Real Talk. I'm just talking. Y'all are my friends. And if I had friends over for coffee, I'd probably talk about the same thing. So this is what happens, guys. So, like, we'll post a video, and it'll be, like, such a huge triumphant victory moment where, like, we finally hit a huge milestone. And, like, a lot of folks on the comments will be, like, celebrating with us. So thank you guys for being those people. But there's always those other people that, like, won't even let us enjoy the moment. They're already like, when are you going to do this? Well, you shoulda, coulda did this, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. And right now the big when is, like, we put out that video with all the doors and windows on there. And now everyone is like, well, you should have stairs. When are you going to do the stairs? Now you should be, you know, why aren't you doing the stairs now? And it's like, we literally just put in all of the windows and the door, bro. Like, we just did that. Yep. And on the video where we finished putting in the window and the doors, there's a ton of people that are like, when are you going to do those stairs? So just to clarify, friends, and again, I don't mean... Please don't take when I say this the wrong way, but it's so annoying, because imagine, let me just put it into a different perspective, right? So imagine, all right, you spend all this time going to college, and you go to school and you want to be a doctor, all right? This might not be the best analogy because I'm not in the medical field. I'm just using my imagination here, okay? But let's just say, you know, you go to college, you spend all this money, you spend all this time, you're working really hard, you got yourself a little internship over here to get you some hours, and the day comes when you are going to graduate your doctorate school.
Yep.
You're at your ceremony. Your family is in the crowd. Everyone is cheering you on. Everyone's happy for you. You invite a few friends. You think these friends are awesome because they're your friends and you want them there, right? You got several friends that are really cool. And then you got a couple of other friends that walk up to you. They hand you the roses. They hand you the congratulatory card. And as they're handing that to you, they say, so when are you going to open your new practice? Why haven't you opened your practice already? When is your practice going to be opened? You know, we've been waiting for 8 years for you to finish graduating. When's that practice getting opened?
Yep.
That's what it feels like. Like, that's the emotion that I can try to, like, get you to imagine and invoke. That's the emotion that we go through, and it's a roller coaster all the time. Because, you know, on the one hand, don't read the comments, block them, blah, blah. But if I don't read the comments, then I'm missing out on you guys. Yep. And I don't want to miss out on you guys because you guys are freaking awesome. Yeah. That would be a lot to miss out on. That would be a lot of good that I would be excluding myself from just to avoid a few winners, you know? So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And it's so easy to be like, oh, don't listen to it. Let it roll off your shoulder. And we don't, obviously. You know, we do our own thing. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to, that's what we've been, we can't do anything else. There's nothing else that can be done. But it does, it's like a killjoy, you know, like a stealing of the moment. It's ruining the moment sort of sometimes. So please don't be that guy. And it's not just to us, to other people that you might comment on. We are not the only channel that experiences this. It's across the board. So it's, again, one of those things that, you know, but nowhere in, and another thing that's also said is like, well, you know, you deserve it because you knew that by putting yourself out there on the internet that this was, you know, you're going to have to just suck it up and deal with trolls and you're going to have to just suck it up and deal with it. But I kind of refute that because, you know, if you go and like you're going to a restaurant and you're sitting down ordering your food, you can't treat your waitress like crap just because they're serving you. Like, that's not how humanity is supposed to work. And people get really comfortable on the internet, like really comfortable on the internet to where we all know it. They say stuff that they would never have the balls to say to your face, or they say things that are completely out of line and just unjust. And, you know, I refute the idea that just because we dare to post videos online that now we have to endure like verbal abuse, threats. Yes, we've gotten physical death threats. We've gotten all kinds of craziness that has happened to us in our channel recently, also in the past. And I refute that it's just part of the job. That's like saying the women, right? Like, look at Harvey Weinstein and that, you know, and Diddy did it, all right? So you want to be in the music industry, you just have to accept that you're going to be sexually abused. Like, I refute that. And I refute the fact that just because we dare to be on YouTube, that we have to accept that. Something has to change. And unless we keep squeaking about it, or somebody squeaks about it, I don't know if it's ever going to get changed. And I don't know if squeaking about it will change anything, but I have hopes that eventually it will. I don't know. Anyway, that was my rant of the day. I'm done. I'm sorry. But I'm just, you know, I bring all that stuff up because one of the next things that Gary and I do want to do is build the stairs. But in order to get the stairs built, we do have to dig some more holes, pour some more concrete footers, and get that space prepared so we can build the stairs.
I really don't want to dig out that hole and get everything prepped and ready for concrete for it to rain and get filled in. Or have it freeze and weaken the concrete strength and not have it be the strength that I need it to be.
Yeah.
Like, all of it goes full circle, round and round we go. Yeah. All right. Like, concrete is one of those things that it's an amazing product, but you really have to work with it in the temperature that, you know, is acceptable to actually work with it, you know, and a lot of it is over 40 degrees.
Same thing like when we were doing our blocks. There were
Correct.
certain times when we were doing all this block work that literally we couldn't do anything for like a week, 10 days, because the weather wasn't going to be conducive.
Nope.
And I know it's a little different now because, listen, I am so excited that we are going to be dried in and everything that we do in the inside now, it doesn't matter. The weather's not going to be a problem. But we can't work on the inside yet either, friends, until we finish working with the materials and stuff that we already have on hand.
Yep.
As we're doing our build with cash, and we just spent a ton of it. Getting the metal for the roof and the doors and windows and the ice and water shield and stuff. So we have a plan. Please trust our plan. We've been very successful up until this point.
And in all reality...
And I'm happy with how everything's going. The speed.
Yes. In all reality-wise, I'm surprised that we were able to get done what we got done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because December is always one of those months where it's like, not only for the holidays and everything else, it's a little, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, it could rain the whole month. It could, you know, ice the whole month. It could snow the whole month. It's one of those toss-ups where it's like, I don't know. Same thing with January and February tends to be the worst 2 months for winter-wise out here. Yeah. So I was already prepared in my mind for the worst, you know, and a lot of times I feel like that's the way that is always the better way to go about life. Right. If you prepare for the worst, then there is no surprise in your mind. There is no, man, I can't believe that happened and we didn't do this and this and this, right? And it's like, well, in all reality-wise, I sort of foresaw that. Yeah. Because when you are building a home, first off, it's not smooth. And it's not, you know, just like, oh yeah, it just goes up like magic. Gary, you know? It's magic, all right? It's magic. Abracadabra, all right? There are things. Boom shakalaka. There are a lot of things within this build where we went to go do something and we're like, wait a minute. I got to really think about this one now. And I got to research now. And it stumps me. And I've never done this before, you know? So it's like, I ain't gonna just continue throwing wood at it and screws at it and nails at it and being like, that's gonna work. You know, like it's not your style, baby. It's not. And I'm like, I do throw a lot of wood at it, and a lot of screws at it, and a lot of, you know, all that. But it's more so because I look into the actual everything else and I start researching and I'm like, oh, okay. If you guys didn't know, Gary's very big on research. Yeah, it's a good thing, but it is. Sometimes I go down a deep rabbit hole in certain aspects. I will say there are certain times where I am very, very, very happy that we have some of our friends come over and help us out with certain things, because Gary will go deep into thought and overthink some stuff sometimes. I'm not shading on you. it's a fact of what it is, right? And sometimes having another person there to kind of tell him, you know, nah, let's do it this way or whatever. And Gary, if I'm saying that, I'm his wife, so I'm not going to get the same, oh yeah, you're right. Whereas like when Mike's over here and Mike's saying something, you know, I don't know. Well. And so anyway, like what I was saying is like Mike being over here helping you out the other day with like that one angle that was bothering you. You know, that one piece of zip board and you had to bring it back to the drawing board or whatever. You got it figured out super quick. And I also feel sometimes like when there's other people here kind of like watching you, I don't know if it's like the thing in you where you're like, I don't want to waste their time. It is that. You know what I mean? Lot. That's pretty much what it is. So you're more like, you're more eager to make the decision. He'll waste my time all day. Yeah. We waste each other's time. I waste Gary's time more than you guys know. I'm always bugging Gary. I'm like, that's like the perks of being my husband, is you get a permanent person to annoy the crap out of you forever and ever and ever. Amen. Yeah. So I'm not saying that like, you know, yeah. I don't mean it like in any kind of way, but like you don't want to waste their time. No. They're here for a certain amount of time and you want to utilize them to the best so you'll be faster at making decisions. And sometimes, you know, like you'll be looking at something and you'll be stuck on whatever. And then like with Mike would be like, hey, what about this way? And then you're like,
oh, wow, well, if I do that plus what I was already thinking, then boom, shakalaka, you know?
Yeah.
And then it works out. So there are certain times where we can move faster with friends. And our friends are very happy to come over and help us. But at the end of the day, this is our build. Yeah. Gary and I have done this build together 100% of the way. We have had some friends come and help us out with little things here and there, and we're super appreciative to them for their efforts and their time and their energy and their love they pour on us. But this is something that Gary and I wanted to do together as husband and wife, and we wanted to like prove to ourselves that we could do this, and I think that so far we have. Oh yeah,
I 100% think that that's a excellent way to look at it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just nuts to me.
There's
been a lot going on though in the background. This week was
crazy, but good.
Oh my goodness.
It was just a lot.
We slammed a lot into this week and we didn't really record a whole lot on it, but we did, you know, but we didn't. You know,
we recorded like the work on the house, but we didn't really record a whole lot of the other stuff. We kind of told you a little bit about it behind the scenes, you know. But it was just one of those weeks where it was like, look, it's go time, we got to move. And so we just did that. And then we were really busy with the kids all week this week too. And then we've had a lot of company here. And it's just been non-freaking stop. Like, just go. Yep.
Everything else, it's been a lot of go all day, every day this week, which has been great. We got a lot done. And not only that, but we're a lot further than what I was hoping.
So, like, if me and Gary were just doing what we did out there by ourselves, and we didn't have Des, and we didn't have Dawn, and we didn't have Mike, and we didn't have Tara, and we didn't have Jason, because all of our friends were in the area because everyone was out here visiting for Tim Ridge Life, his retirement party over at David's. And so since like everybody was in the area, you know, we all get together and we're like, okay, well, since we're here, what projects need working on and da-da-da. And so, so that's why everyone was able to come and lend us a helping hand. It wasn't planned. Like, it wasn't like the week previous to that, I had no idea that everyone was going to come over and lend us a helping hand like they did. It all kind of got worked out like at the retirement party. It was like, hey, tomorrow I'll be over. It was like, oh, shoot, okay, let's get it. You know, all right, you know. I'm not going to turn it down when it's offered, you know. And in conjunction to that, so Gary and I will be going on a little road trip here semi-soon, probably about a month, maybe 2 months or so-ish. And we're going to go over and help Tara and Jason with a project, but you're going to have to go check out White Rock Homestead to see what it is and when. But we'll let you guys know. Let you guys know. But we are going to go over there and help them out with some stuff too. So we are working some things out in the background with friends and everything. But yeah, anyways, I don't know.
It's been a really good week. It's been a lot going back and forth. And I feel bad for you know, the day with Des and Hat Creek not having a whole lot. I feel like I almost wasted her time per se, but it was another one of those things where it's like I wasn't planning on it, and I was like, I need to do a lot of X, Y, and Z before I can get to, you know, X, Y, and Z on this
all help is a big help, and had Dawn and Des not been there to help us tape everything up and get everything prepared, then we wouldn't have been able to put in the windows and the door.
Correct.
So I'm very appreciative, and we make funny jokes about it, hardy har, you know, get the broom, you know, get the thing. We make jokes about it, but in all reality, like, I know they're not offended. I'm not offended. We're just joking around.
I know, but you know what I mean.
I know.
It's just like what we were talking about. I don't like wasting people's time.
I know.
And if they come out here to help me, I want them to be able to come out and help me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, she came out for Tim's retirement and to go look at that property and stuff.
I know. You know what I mean.
And then it was like, well, since I'm here, let me get some hands on some stuff. And and believe you me, we will be helping Miss Des out with quite a few things. We're already talking with her about different stuff. About the property and different things that she wants to do. And this is her first time ever building anything like this, you know? Her and Steven, it's going to be their first time. So they got a lot to learn, just like how we all do. And they're very excited to get their hands on some stuff and get moving with it. But I know she's already talked with kind of each of us, like, Mike is our resident AC guy, right? So Mike is specialtied in AC work.
Yep.
David is kind of the metal guy. Me and Gary are kind of blockheads. Also, like wood and stuff. Anthony and Roxanne, fantastic with plumbing. Also, we're all kind of good with electricity at this point. But all of us have, I'm just spitballing off of my head. I'm sure I'm missing things, but all of us kind of have certain skills in certain departments, so to speak. And when we come together, that's when it's actually magic. Yep. So I know I'm very excited for her. And I know that we're going to be over there helping her out with a few things this year too. But we're trading out some folks, just real quick as well. Some folks have asked us if we're going to be going to any of the meetups this year, because there are going to be several different meetups. There's like the Okie Homesteaders one. I know that our really sweet friends, Mike and Terry with MT Homestead, are doing one at Lake 10 Killer. There's another one like down in Texas and stuff. And I love all of you guys so much, but we're not going to any meetups this year with like the public. We're going to be going to the Freedom Weekend for 4th of July. But besides that, we're not doing any kind of meetups this year. And we're going to focus all of our attention on finishing up our cabin. And we're trading the meetup time for time to go spend at other people's homesteads and get stuff done and push them forward on their projects. Yep. We talked about it, and we think that this year that's going to be the best use of our time. Perhaps next year we will either host or just attend meetups because we'll be at a different position in life. Yep. I think this year that's what we really need to focus on and would be a better use of our time. So don't hate us. I love you guys. And I feel really bad because some of our, a lot of our friends are going to be there and we're going to be missing out. Yeah. But it's just what we have to do this year. At this point in our build, we need to really rein it in and get it done. Mm-hmm. And from what I'm looking at and everything else, it's looking really, really good. Everything's rolling the way that it needs to. We are on a really good schedule and a really good time frame right now to where if we take the time out to go do all these meetups and everything else, it's going to throw things out of whack. Yeah. And I'd rather not have it throw things out of whack, as much as it would be fun and it would be great and everything else like that. I really don't want to have it throw anything out. It's not just us, but like a lot of our friends are at really pivotal points in their builds and like their progresses and stuff too. And we already promised that we would lend helping hands. And so that's one of those things too, where we're going to fulfill those promises with our friends and help push them forward, because this year, 2025, so much is going to change, not only for us, but for all of our friends, Yep. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm like the cheerleader, guys. Woo woo, let's go. So I'm happy. No. I'm really happy. I hope that you guys are having a very happy day today. Real quick, we are going to get rolling, but there's one other thing I wanted to let you guys know. Yesterday, Gary and I got a very special delivery. We did. I was trying to figure out where you were going with that. Well, yeah, he's all, he never knows what I'm going to say next. It's always good to keep him on his toes. So, yeah, we did get a delivery yesterday. Any guesses? If you guys stay, actively watching and everything else, you probably already know what it is. Mm-hmm. Because we've been saying that we were going to get something on Friday. Yep, and it came. So, you guys want to know what it is? Okay, I'll tell you. I can't keep the beans. All right, I got to spill the beans. So, we ended up getting our samples for the metal for the roof. We got them yesterday. And so and I will say they are much, much, much smaller than I was anticipating. I was actually thinking that we were going to get maybe a 1 foot by 6 inches piece, or a 6 inch by 6 inch piece. They're tiny. It's like a keychain size. It's like small. It's small. Yeah. So, but I can see the colors now perfectly with it. I can see, I had them order the 3 colors. It was like that brushed nickel slate color. It was the Hunter Forest green. And then it was like an ocean blue type color. And now that I can physically see it in my hand, I can I've made a decision on what color that we're going to go with. And we're going to put out a video on Simple Life Reclaimed later on today. We're going to show you guys those samples. Hopefully it shows up on your guys' screens looking like what it actually looks like to my eyes. That's always a thing, and that's why I was worried about ordering them. Yep. Like the whole all the metal for the roof. I was so worried. I didn't want to order that and spend that kind of money until I had something in my hand, you know? Mm-hmm. So I do have something in my hand. Today we will be finishing off that order, and we'll hopefully maybe by Monday, because we're going to submit everything today. And since it's Saturday, I don't think that we'll get any word back from them until like Monday. So maybe Monday we'll hear back and they'll give us like an ETA. They did say the earliest was going to be 3 weeks for production time. But they said it can take anywhere between 3 to 6 weeks. So we're praying and believing God that it's going to be closer to the 3-week side. But if it's not, and it's closer to the 6-week side, well, God has a reason for that. Yep. And we're going to trust and believe that, and it'll be okay. It'll come when it's necessary. But we should have more of an ETA, something this week coming up. So there's that. And I'll be able to show you guys our eensy-weensy samples. I'll be able to show you guys that on a video we're going to post today on Simple Life. So stay tuned for that. But we do have to run because I got to go and get some animal stuff going on. I got to deal with those kiddos. Yeah. Get this online for you guys.
Get this day rolling before the storm hits.
Yeah, because we got to make sure that everything is kind of picked up and put away as far as like, you know, the kids didn't drag out a drill or something on, you know.
Something, somewhere.
Kids.
There's
it happens.
Always,
yeah, so we need to make sure that things are picked up before this rain comes. Because although, like I said, you got the sun shining and then the cloud, and it's coming. Like this big, huge storm is on its way, and all next week is going to be very, very wet.
Which I'm really happy to see and see how it goes and everything else like that, because this is like going to be one of the last storms really that our house is going to get hit with before we cover it with metal.
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited.
You know what I mean?
I'm so excited.
I want to see if there's any leak points. And if I've got to be like, oh, okay, there's this one point right here. Yeah. You know, let me
lick them, stick them.
Let me make sure that's good. You know, but I mean, we got rained like right after we got the windows in and everything was dry.
Yep, we did.
Everything was not. There was nothing wet. There was not any softs or anything. Yeah. You know, like.
And I will say though, that rain was more of a sprinkling.
It was.
Than a rain. We're expecting rain. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. But the ice and water shield up on top of the roof, up on top of the patio, the whole mud room, the cabin, all of that, everything is staying super dry. It's actually keeping down here quite a bit drier too. The biggest thing that sucks about down here is the splashback. So like the rain will come off of the roof and
That's
down.
A far drop for the rain.
Yeah, and then it like hits the ground and it like will splash back. So some of under here gets wet, but it's the splashback wet. It's not anything else. Mm-hmm. And eventually we'll have gutters and that won't be a thing, but obviously can't do gutters until we got the metal up there. So yeah, it's all a progression, and it's starting to progress pretty fast, and I'm just getting more and more excited every day. I'm just like,
It's getting there. I'm really excited about this, and we're going to be able to get all the other things tidied up. Yep. Because we still have, you know, fascias to put in. We have the soffits to put in. We've got the under part of this back deck to do, and all that fun stuff, you know. But there's going to be a lot of back and forth and moving and grooving and everything else like that. I do want to get a hold of Mike and set up a time for him to come down here so we can schematically come up with the AC ducts and everything and see exactly what I need and how many I need and everything else. And I've got to go back and forth because we might even put a chase upstairs to get into the attic upstairs and then have the vents through the, you know, top side. Downside is, you know, heat rises.
And water expands.
So it's like, it's part of me wants to, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I almost want them in the floor. But we had floor vents in Arizona. Yeah. And with kids and everything else, things tend to drop.
Our kids are a lot bigger now.
No, I know, but I'm just... there's stuff on the floor, you know,
I know.
and it can get swept into the vents, and it could
know.
get kicked into the vents, and that was a nightmare of having to clean all that stuff, you know.
Well, we put like that net over it.
We put the net on it too,
and that helped out tons.
It was like, man.
Before, like, I would find all kinds of stuff shoved in the floor vents. Like, I would find all kinds of stuff in there. And then me and Gary got smart, and we got, like, a window screen, and we cut out, like, this window screen and, like, put it on first, and then we put the vent. So that way, like, those little grates, if anything goes in between those grates, it gets caught by, like, the window screen. And that helped out a lot, but I did have to take those off and, like, clean out all the cat and dog hair and stuff frequently.
Yes. So that's where I'm just like...
I know.
Part of me wants to just put it all in the ceiling. And part of me is like, man, I'd rather just have it all this way or that way. But we're going to figure out exactly.
We're going to talk with Mike.
We'll design 2 different setups.
Yeah.
So that way
And that'll be something that we're probably going to be working on relatively soon as well here in this particular time of year. Because we're waiting on the stairs, got to wait for the conducive weather for the stairs, not going to go digging holes and pouring concrete with freezing temperatures and lots of rain on the agenda. Not going to happen.
No, but if we can get some of these AC ducts
if we can do
situated,
some of this AC
we
stuff,
can get the plumbing situated.
Exactly. Once the AC is done, then we're going to work on the plumbing, and we're also going to work on the electricity, so that way, you know, these things can happen. And the AC, so we're probably not going to get our actual unit right away. Because again, that's pretty pricey, and we're spending a ton of money for this right this second for all of the metal for the roof. So we're kind of like, we're trying to like do everything, and we have all the things in our mind, and we got a little squirrel nest going to here and a little squirrel nest going to there. We're doing really great with it, but you do have to be very mindful on where everything is going and what needs to go first and when and how and why. And so we are working towards that. But
yep.
I think ducting, like if we at least get all the ducks in a row, you see what I did there? If we at least get all the ducks in a row.
If we can do that and then do the plumbing.
Yeah.
It's honestly, the electrical is going to go by so quick.
Oh, super fast.
The plumbing is going to go by so quick.
Yeah.
I feel like the AC might even go by so quick.
Yeah, I hope so.
But
well, with Mike, it will.
With Mike, it should.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I'm saying, like, I'm hoping that we can get a good design.
Yep.
On both of them and everything else to where we can figure out exactly what it is.
Yep.
You know, and where it's going to go. Because we might be losing our closet in the basement and losing some space in the pantry upstairs.
We might. And that's okay. It's fine because...
That's if we go through the floor or make a chase to get up to the attic.
Yeah, we will talk to Mike about it and figure it all out. And honestly, that's okay with me if we do. Because down here in this basement is going to be used for entertaining. Our bedroom right now is a giant pantry. So it's not like I'm not going to have places to store stuff. I can easily put up, you know... an armoire in there, and we could use that as a closet for coats and stuff or whatever. Plus, we just built this awesome mudroom. Like, we're going to have plenty of storage. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll see.
But
we'll see what happens.
Anyway, though, friends, I want to jump off of here. We got things to do. I got to go tend to those kids. I think I said that like 10 minutes ago.
A little bit, yeah.
So, but you know how we do. I love you guys. Thank you so much for always supporting us and loving on us and being cheerleaders and just all of your guys' ideas and your tips and tricks and just mostly, though, your friendship. Thank you guys so much for your friendship. I'm so grateful to you for being a part of our community. You guys do truly mean the world to us. But we will have a video on Simple Life Reclaimed coming out today, friends, today. On our main channel, and then we should be back here on Real Talk. I don't know if we'll be back tomorrow because tomorrow's Sunday. We might just be back on Monday, but if maybe I'll get the little spring in my step and I'll come around tomorrow. If not, then we will see you guys on Monday. Yep. So until the next one, friends, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with us. And until the next one, we love y'all and hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.